I work as a cotton leader in IKEA. And when we talk about sustainable textiles, there are obviously why textiles, first of all, the question comes, because IKEA is a home furnishing retailer. But textile adds quite a character to our furniture. It is about an integral part of the home furnishing solutions which we offer. It is part of our identity. In the sense, from Scandinavian to modern to traditional, different identities and different ranges which we produce. From sofas to bed covers to towels to children's IKEA, everywhere there is a textile, because without textile, it looks bare. The bed without textile doesn't appeal to us. And from there, what we do is our customers love our textiles in all forms, whether it's in the form of curtain, or it's form in the sofa cover, or it's in the form of, say, towels. And it becomes much more lively, and that is why the textile is so important. But though our customers love it, but one of the guiding feature for us is that we want to make better everyday life for many people. And in that many people comes not only the customer, but also the people who are part of the value chain, but also the people who are down at the farm level. And that is super important for us. So what I am talking about in today's agenda for me, I am talking about our journey for 100% cotton from more sustainable sources. I am talking about how positively we are influencing the life of people and communities, and what's the next step in sustainable textile as we see it. Now, we started our journey of cotton from more sustainable sources around in 2005, where there was a huge discussion around water depletion, around poisoning the lakes and the rivers, and drying of the Aral Sea in whole of the Central Asia, even reducing and gradually the production of the cotton going down when the farmers were making less money. That time we started our journey. And literally, we started with 47 farmers in Telangana region of India. And from there, today we are at we are working with our partners with WWF and BCI and other like-minded brands and retailers with around 400,000 farmers only in India. Now the question which is being asked is that how come this number went so high? Because we asked a very simple question that apart from sustainability and textiles to the consumer, what matters to the farmer? And what matters to the farmer is not the sustainability, but by adopting the practices of sustainable cotton farming, can he make more money? And if he can make more money, he will adopt the practices very, very quickly. I had expected that when I will start our journey, farmers will say, you don't grow cotton, you don't know, get out of my farm. But because they saw that they can make more money, they started adopting very quickly. Globally, along with BCI and all, we are around with 1.6 million farmers we are working on the cotton project. And in 2015, we had set a goal for ourselves that by end of financial year 2015, we will source only cotton from more sustainable sources. And we happily reached that goal. But the most important point for us is that we need to be at 100%. Apart from that, we also realize that we have this responsibility that the textile as such, cotton-based textile as such, should become a norm, should become an industry norm to take it forward. And that is where we are targeting the next agenda, because we could be happy saying that we have done our bit and it's done. But that's not the way to work. It's about changing the mindset and making a new norm. Is there a benefit to the farmers I was talking about? If we just look in terms of sheer inputs, even in the last 2015 cotton season, which was bad by world standards, India standards, everywhere, the pesticide usage was down by 31%. Chemical fertilizer usage was down by 9%. Even in the drought season, which was last year, water consumption by people who were doing the sustainable cotton farming, the water consumption was down by 7%. Yield has improved 30%, and gross margin for the farmers improved by 54%. And that's the reason why they are adopting. What about working with the and these are the environmental and economic indicators we are talking about. But what about the people and the communities? And there, as Sumita said, we are working with our code of conduct, which is called Highway Code of Conduct. And also, we are extending our work in the field of child rights with IKEA Foundation on education, on women empowerment, and livelihood. And Sumita talked about Next Generation Project, which we are doing now. But where do we go from here? As Lars was saying, the resources are limited, the land mass is limited, and the agriculturable land is limited. And going forward, all these are going to be more scarce. Hence, the recycling has to be the biggest potential. And polyester recycling, at least we believe, is the biggest potential in India. However, there are certain challenges which we need to address in India. One is that for polyester recycling, we need to make sure that the children, which you often see in India, has to go to school. It has to be done by the adult laborers, and they need to be paid fair minimum wages, which is national minimum wages. There has to be policy and industry support to make the polyester recycling a big business. Because if you look at it, as of now, even if you look at the world market, the recycled polyester is almost double costly than the virgin polyester. And hence, virgin polyester is increasing year on year in our consumption. However, there we will reach a point where the virgin polyester will no more be there, or it will be limited. And hence, the recycling is the option. And hence, what we need from government policy and support is supporting one or two big collection centers, policy support and infrastructure support for the industries who can recycle the PET bottles and make polyester fibers of it. And that's a huge, because if we look at the growth rate of man-made fibers in India versus rest of the world, rest of the country, look at Vietnam, for example, they are growing in double digit, but India is around 1%, and that's not what we expect. There has to be a growth of synthetic textile and recycled fabric in India, and we can do that by the policy support. And what about IKEA and our plans in India? As we know that IKEA has plans to have 25 stores by 2025. And as per the regulations, where we are local sourcing, there is going to be an increased demand for sustainable textiles year-on-year basis, not only for local sourcing, but also for the serving the different markets. And there is a huge potential to improve the sustainable textiles in India as well. And I want to put one question mark to it. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said, why every time we talk sustainable, it has to be more costly? If we have to flip the things and make sustainable textile widely available, it has to be either cost neutral or it has to be negative cost. Then only the consumers will buy, and it will be widely accessible and affordable to many people. Hence, sustainable textile, as I said, should be the norm, and for that, it has to be cost neutral and it has to be either negative cost. We need to create right conditions for recycled polyester and recycling of man-made fibers, and we need to constantly improve the life of people, as we say, that our business should always have positive impact on people as well as planet. Thank you very much.